Hey guys, what's going on? So again, come up with a new video, and this time I will answer to your queries which you guys ask me on the comment section down below the video of the GSTR 1 and also some other topic related to the GST. So in this video I will going to answer all of your comments which you guys ask me regarding the returns and also some other provision. So without any delay, we shall start our topic. So first question is of the Ramanathnam Ram. He's asking, sir, whether I should consider the schedule 3 items as non-GST supply. So I tell this thing in a lot of my videos. The schedule 3 item will not be nil rated or exempted or non-GST supply. So schedule 3 item is neither a supply of goods nor a supplier service. So therefore it is neither supply of goods, neither supplier service. So therefore it is not a supply, and it is also not be included in the non-GST supply. So remember that schedule 3 item like salary or the sale of land is not non-GST supply. So you don't have to mention the schedule 3 item anywhere in the return. Second question, Abhishek, he want to ask, in GSTR 1 invoice value include GST value or not? So first of all, you are asking in GSTR 1 invoice value. So there is nowhere written invoice value, it is written taxable value, and taxable value means the taxable value as calculated under section 15, and it does not include the tax amount. So remember that taxable value is excluding the GST tax. So remember that, that's how it will work. Next question, Abhishek Khatuwala is asking, my turnover is below 1.5 crore, whether I am required to fill table 12 regarding summary of HSN in GSTR 1. So if you will check out the instruction number 16 of GSTR 1, you will find that it is written that in case your turnover below 1.5 crore, then you don't need to mention the HSN code, but instead of HSN code you have to give the detail of description of goods. So description of goods is mandatory, and you have to furnish the information regarding the description of goods. So it's not like that when you turnover below 1.5 crore, then you don't need to fill table number 12. You have to fill table number 12, but in table number 12, instead of writing the HSN code, you can give the detail of description of good instead of HSN code, but you have to give the detail regarding each of your description of goods in respect of like quantity, value, and the tax amount. So you don't need to, means it is optional that you can write the HSN code, but in case you are not writing your HSN code, then you have to give the detail of description of good, and in respect of each description of goods, like you have the different goods, then on each description of good you have to give the detail of quantity, then value, then tax amount also. So that's how it will work. You have to give or fill the detail in table number 12 and give the detail in quantity, value, and tax amount. That's how it will work. Next question is of the A Yuvraj. He is saying, we paid RCM or reverse charge mechanism tax for the month of July on 20th August. When should we claim it as input tax credit, July or August? So he is saying like he paid the tax for the month of July on 20th August. So whether he should claim the ITC regarding those reverse charge mechanism tax on July or on August. So let me tell you something. So before to answer it, let me tell you about the legal provision. So rule number 85 sub rule number 4 tells you that the tax regarding the reverse charge mechanism should be paid by way of debiting the electronic cash ledger. So it's saying like you have to pay tax only by way of a cash, So it simply means that you cannot use the input tax credit, or you cannot take the input tax credit for the reverse charge mechanism on the same month. So like when you actually pay the tax, then only you can take the input tax credit regarding those. So in case of a reverse charge mechanism, like for the month of July, you paid the tax on 20th August, so you can take the input tax credit only on the 20th August. So remember that, that's how it will work. Like for the July month, you cannot take the input tax credit or the reverse charge on the July itself, because if you take the input tax credit regarding those cases into July itself, it will mean that you contravene the rule number 85 sub rule 4, which says you that you have to pay tax on the actual or you have to pay tax by way of debiting the electronic cash ledger. And if you will check out, like when you pay the tax regarding those reverse charge cases, then only it will be credited into your electronic credit ledger. So that's how it will work. And like in the service tax earlier, the same principle applies. Like when you pay the tax regarding the service tax on which the reverse charge mechanism was applicable, you can take the input tax credit only when you actually pay the tax by way of challan. So in the service tax, you pay first the challan and then only you can take the input tax credit. So same principle apply in GST also. You cannot take the input tax credit for the July month in the July itself. You can take the input tax credit regarding the reverse charge mechanism for the month of July when you will actually pay it. So that's how it will work. Next question, Rajiv Trivedi is asking, export sales mentioned in item detail 0 rated or 3% in item detail bracket silver ornament. I don't get the query, but I think he is asking like where to show the export related sales. So table number 6 of GSTR 1 is regarding the 0 rated supply. You have to give the detail of 0 rated supply in case of table number 6 of GSTR 1. But suppose in case your 0 rated supply like 3% tax is there, so please do not fill the 0 rated supply in table number 4, and the system itself will not accept it. Remember that you have to give the detail of 0 rated supply in table number 6 of GSTR 1. Next question, Rajkumar Agarwal, he is asking, I have imported goods and sold the same on high seas sale agreement. Where to show such import and high seas sale amount in GSTR 1 and GSTR 2? So before to answer this, let me tell you about circular number 33, which is issued in the custom dated 1st August 2017, where they says that in case of a high sea agreement, the custom duty will be payable by the last purchaser. So like I am the suppose importer, and I purchase those consignment for 3 lakh rupees, and then I transfer it to someone else's for 3,50,000 rupees on the high seas when the goods are in transit in the seas. So those person who are the last purchaser will clear those goods from the custom, and when he will clear the goods from the custom, the value he will show to the custom department will be 3,50,000 rupees, not the 3 lakh. Remember that. That's how it will work. The high sea sales is not taxable, or there will be no custom duty or IGST on the high sea sale. Remember that. And in case the high sea sale, the last purchaser or the last importer will also have to give the detail of the high seas agreement, which is like suppose 3 or 4 high seas sale happen between in the transit. So he have to give the detail of every single high seas agreement which has been executed before the clearance of goods from the custom. So that's how it will work. Custom duty and IGST will be payable on the last transaction value. That's how it will work. And you don't have to give the detail of high sea sale anywhere in the GSTR 1 and 2. Remember that. Do not give any detail of high sea sale in GSTR 1 and 2 because it is not taxable in the GST. Next question, Rahul Swarnkar is asking, sir, are payment and receipt voucher mandatory or we can file return without it? So yes, payment and receipt voucher is really mandatory, and you have to give the detail of payment voucher in table number 13 of GSTR 1 serial number 7. You have to give the detail like the invoice, like how much invoice, how much payment voucher you issued, how much you cancel, and then the net payment voucher you issued during the month. And similarly the receipt voucher also to be shown in table number 13 of GSTR 1 serial number 6. And the detail regarding the payment voucher is to be given in GSTR 2 table number 4 regarding the reverse charge mechanism. So when you pay the tax on the reverse charge mechanism, you also have to issue the payment voucher. So regarding the payment voucher or the reverse charge mechanism, you have to give the detail in table number 4 of GSTR 2. And regarding the receipt voucher, you issue the receipt voucher when you receive the advance, and the detail regarding the advance is to be given in table number 11A of GSTR 1. So yes, you cannot file the GSTR 1 or 2 without giving the detail of payment voucher and receipt voucher. Remember that. The detail regarding the payment voucher will be given in table number 4 of GSTR 2, and the detail regarding the receipt vouchers to be given in table number 11A of GSTR 1. And also one more question of this person. We are importing service, then should we pay the GST and the reverse charge mechanism? So yes, you have to pay the tax on the reverse charge mechanism when the supplier is outside India or outside the taxable territory, and the recipient is in India and he is importing any services, so he have to pay tax on the reverse charge mechanism. If the service would be exempt, then no need to pay tax on the reverse charge mechanism. Next question, cool Kushal. Cool. What is mean by turnover in first quarter in GSTR 1? So the turnover meaning would be a turnover in the first quarter. What kind of question is it? Simply put, just turnover, aggregate turnover in the first quarter means the aggregate turnover of the first quarter, and the aggregate turnover means like your sale and plus exempted goods or non-GST goods, means whatever the definition is providing you regarding the aggregate turnover, those will be added into the aggregate turnover of the first quarter. Next question, Praveen Jain. Where to fill the detail of debit note from purchaser to seller in GSTR 1 or GSTR 2? So for the record, like debit note cannot be issued firstly by the purchaser. Remember that the debit note can be issued only by the supplier. So you are a purchaser, so you cannot issue the debit note first of all. It is the duty of the seller or the supplier to issue the debit note. Remember that. And similarly, the credit note can only be issued by the supplier. And if you check out the law regarding the debit note or credit note, it is especially provided that it can only be issued by the supplier, not by the recipient. So when the supplier will show it, or when the supplier will issue it, then he will show the debit note or credit note into the table number 9B of GSTR 1, and then that will be auto populated into GSTR 2A, and when you accept it, then it will be reflected into table number 6C of GSTR 2 of the recipient. So when the supplier will issue it, table number 9B he has to issue it, and then it will be auto populated and will be reflected in table number 6C of the recipient of 6C GSTR 2 of the recipient. And when the supplier will issue the debit note, he has to pay extra tax on the debit note amount, and similarly that amount will be you can take the input tax credit, recipient can take the input tax credit regarding those. So recipient cannot issue the debit note, and similarly recipient cannot issue the credit note. So remember that it is the duty of the supplier. If the supplier is not issuing it, then you tell him that please issue the debit note or credit note. So that's how it will work. You cannot, the recipient cannot issue debit note or credit note. Next question, Manoj Jakhmola. I am working as a job worker and also manufacture some product. Is it compulsory to make two registration, one for the job work and other for the manufacturing process? So if you are a single person, then you can do the both work, job work as well as manufacture, by way of same amount, by way of same registration. Please do not make separate registration. Why are you making the point of making the thing complex? The GST law is providing you can do any activity from a single GSTN, GSTIN. So I want to tell you that you don't require to take two separate registration. Just go for the single registration and enjoy this GST. Next question, Kumar Hatana. He is saying, in case of a 10 kilometer distance, supplier need to fill part A of e-way bill or not? So in the e-way bill, there is a concept like when the supplier is within the 10 kilometer from the place of business of the consignor to the place of business of the transporter for further transportation, and there is no requirement of generation of part B of GST EWB 01. So when there is a distance only 10 km for further transportation, remember that for further transportation, and 10 km should also be within the single state. So when there is a single state, distance is 10 km from the place of business of the supplier to the place of business of the transporter for further transportation, no required to generate the or fill the detail of part B of GST EWB 01. But he is saying whether it is required to fill the part A of e-way bill. So e-way bill part number A is to be required in any cases. So therefore means that part B requirement is not there in case you are you are delivering the goods within 10 kilometers for further transportation. But in any way, when the goods will actually move, then you have to you have to fill both part A and part B and then generate the e-way bill. So for just for the transportation within the 10 kilometer, for further transportation, no way to generate e-way bill, or you can say no need to generate the part B of EWB01. Next question, Nizar Gulmani. A dealer is having stock purchase from unregistered dealer of rupees 5 lakh on 30th June. Whether he is liable for reverse charge mechanism or he will collect the full tax and deposit in the government treasury. So he have the stock on 30th June 2017 of 5 lakh rupees from unregistered dealer. So he is saying whether I have to pay reverse charge tax on it. No, because when the GST was not applicable, though you cannot pay the tax under reverse charge in 30th June. So therefore the reverse charge provision is applicable with effect from 1st July 2017. So therefore old stock, you don't need to pay the tax on the old stock by way of reverse charge mechanism. No, you don't need to pay the tax on reverse charge basis in case the stock is purchased from the unregistered dealer. And also you cannot verify, like you cannot check that how much stock is from unregistered, how much stock is from the registered. You cannot also verify it. So that is not the case. You simply just pay the tax when you sell those goods or those stock from your factory. Just pay the simple tax. No need to pay the tax on the reverse charge mechanism in case you purchase the goods from the unregistered person on 30th June 2017. So that was a quick question, just 12 questions which you guys asked me. If you have the friend, then you can also share this video and tell him that there is a person who are asking or who are solving the question of the people. But if you are a businessman or you need the question on the urgent basis, then you can mail me, but you have to pay some amount of money because it is really important to keep the channel alive. So some person also ask me, like when I ask the question on the mail, you tell me to contribute money, but in these cases you are just answering the question free of cost. So let me tell you something, that in case you are a businessman and you need the urgent redressal of your problem, obviously you have to pay some amount, obviously. But if you cannot pay because you are a student or you are accountant or just you want to learn, so you can drop your comment on the comment section. I will reply by way of a video, because sometimes a lot of people ask the query which are very repetitive in nature, so I cannot answer all those queries. So please, if you are a businessman, you need urgent cases, so you have to ask on the mail, but you have to pay some amount of money as your contribution to support the channel. And in case you cannot pay, then you can ask your doubt on the comment section. If that would be cool, I will make separate video for answering your query. So this is how it's gonna work. So that person was Nirmal Agarwal. He is saying what the hell is going on. He just wrote that thing into the discussion tab, like what the hell is going on. So what the hell is nothing. It's just going on like when you ask me on the mail ID, and obviously it require you to pay some amount of money, and you use the word like what the hell. So you are, first of all, you are watching my videos and educating yourself, and you are really educating yourself, and it really help you to save your job. It really helping you to provide for your family. It really helping you to provide for your kids if you have. And you are saying me what the hell is going on. So I think you should not use such kind of a thing into the comment section, because really you are educating yourself and I'm saving your, you can say, job, and you are telling me those kind of things. So it's a very negative comment. So I don't want that. You are a good person, I know. I don't want that people just comment like this. So please understand, try to understand it, that how the system works. And it's not like when you will ask me on the comment on the mail, then I have to reply, or I have to reply on the same time. So please ask the question on the mail, on the comment section, or if you have the urgent issue, then you can ask me on the mail ID, but you have to pay some amount of money. It's your contribution to support to this channel. But that's how the system will work. So share this video to all of your friends so that they can also ask the query. That would be cool. Obviously I will make separate video with their name to answer it like this video. And if you are not the part of the channel, then please subscribe to the channel for more update, and for also keep in touch with me, with all the fans, and also ask the query and drop the comment on the comment section. Alright guys, so we will meet again in the next video. Till then, bye bye.